Hello and thank you for joining us on this rainy Friday. I'm Hayden Balgavy. The nation honoring our veterans today. This is a live look of Arlington National Cemetery, where Vice President Kamala Harris just a short time ago placed a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. In 2 minutes, we'll have a preview of the events happening here in Arkansas. Also ahead, Little Rock police investigating an overnight death in West Little Rock. What we've confirmed so far, coming up. Plus, one of the most anticipated movies of the year hits theaters today. We'll take a closer look at the film before you head out to see it. Good day to watch a movie too, but first let's check in with meteorologist Nathan Scott. Nathan, the rain and the cold temperatures, they have arrived.
Good afternoon, Hayden. Yeah, the cold front has made its way through and it has brought us a round of rain, but more importantly, much colder temperatures are filtering their way in here from the north and northwest. Look at the temperature difference. It's 69 for you folks in Monticello because the front has not made its way through that part of the state just yet. But hold on, your temperatures will be dropping going into the afternoon once that front swings its way through. 57 in Little Rock. Our numbers will continue to drop through the afternoon, probably into the upper 40s, low 50s by sunset. And it's 44 right now in Fayetteville. The breezes kicking in from the north, about 10 to as high as 20 miles per hour, adds a bite to the air. The showers have really started to fizzle out across a large part of the state, but I'm watching more showers into northeast Texas and snow in Oklahoma. That round is headed in our direction for this evening and tonight. Let's take your time here on Future Radar. High school playoff games. It's going to be wet. There's going to be scattered rain around the region. Also, it's going to be chilly. The numbers only into the 40s, but with that wind, it's going to feel more like the upper 30s, low 40s, so make sure you bundle up. But check out what's happening in North Arkansas. The blue, the pink, that's the model saying it's going to be cold enough for snow to fall or maybe some sleet, and that continues to be the case late this evening into early Saturday morning. There is a potential, I think there could be a light accumulation for grassy areas for the highest ridges along the Ozarks, into Newton County, into Searcy County. Could we see a few snowflakes or sleet pellets even in parts of central Arkansas? Yes, I would not rule it out. Not expecting any impacts from this system, but there's another system that moves in for next week, and that one has a better potential of producing accumulating snow for parts of the state. We're on that forecast and your weekend forecast coming up.
Nathan, thank you. Across the state today, you can find events aimed at honoring those who served. This morning, Lieutenant Governor and Attorney General-elect Tim Griffin hosted a Veterans Day 5K. He and a handful of others started on the Capitol steps bright and early. Griffin says honoring veterans is important not just today, but every day.
To honor and show respect for those who served in the past, those who continue to serve. So Veterans Day is always a big deal, but on Veterans Day it's really important to demonstrate our appreciation to veterans and to teach the next generation how important that is. This year we're having a 5K organized by my office, and we're just gathering here at the Capitol.
Griffin tells others to celebrate the holiday by just giving thanks to a service member. We'll be honoring veterans throughout the day right here on THV 11. We'd like to invite you to text us at the number on your screen. You'll see here in a moment, 501-376-1111. Please send us your names, your stories, and your pictures. Again, that number is 501-376-1111. Developing right now, Little Rock police are investigating the cause of a vehicle that was pulled out of a lake last night. Inside the vehicle was a man found dead. Now, we are not sure what exactly led up to the vehicle going into that lake, but an LRPD spokesperson says they did receive a call about shots fired in the area. So far, there's limited information available right now. However, we do believe that this all took place near the Waters at Chenal apartment complex. Now, that's at 13500 Chenal Parkway. We're working to learn if the two are connected. We'll continue to update you as we receive more information. Well, this afternoon, we're learning a well-known Arkansas rapper is among the people arrested and charged in a federal drug and gun operation. Bankroll Freddie, whose real name is Freddie Gladney III, is among the nearly 50 suspected gang members arrested. That includes his father. On Wednesday, we first told you about the federal investigations into two rival gangs involved in that trafficking of guns and drugs between Little Rock and Pine Bluff. Bankroll Freddie is facing a total of 16 federal charges. 27 suspects are still wanted by the Department of Justice. 3 days after the midterm elections, votes are still being counted with control of Congress hanging in the balance. The Senate races in Nevada and Arizona are still undecided, while in Georgia, the two candidates are back on the campaign trail with a runoff election next month. Meanwhile, President Biden is in Egypt today to speak with foreign leaders about climate change. It is the president's first stop on an international trip that includes a meeting with Southeast Asian leaders in Cambodia and a group of 20 summit meeting in Indonesia. Natalie Brand has the latest.
President Biden told those gathered in Egypt for UN climate talks that the U.S. plans to lead the way globally in the battle to cut greenhouse emissions.
Thanks to the actions we've taken, I can stand here as President of the United States of America and say with confidence, the United States of America will meet our emissions targets by 2030.
This is the president's first international climate summit since the passage of the Inflation Reduction Act, which includes the largest single federal investment to fight climate change.
These critical steps are already locking in vital investments in our infrastructure, delivering lower costs for clean energy.
The Inflation Reduction Act passed over the summer directs nearly $400 billion to climate and energy provisions aimed at reducing emissions by around 40% by 2030. But overseas, the president is expected to face questions about how the U.S. plans to help developing countries pay for damages caused by wealthier countries' pollution and fund the transition away from fossil fuels.
We are on a highway to climate hell.
On Monday, the United Nations Secretary General issued a stark warning, saying the world was losing its battle against climate change.
And our planet is fast approaching tipping points that will make climate chaos irreversible.
Earlier, President Biden held a bilateral meeting with Egypt's president to discuss the two-nation strategic partnership, the Israel-Palestinian conflict, and regional security issues. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Well, back here in the States, dozens of buildings in Daytona Beach Shores, Florida, are at risk of imminent collapse after Hurricane Nicole caused major beach erosion. Now, officials have evacuated hundreds of residents and can't say when or if they will be allowed back into their homes. President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan was dealt another blow on Thursday when a federal judge in Texas blocked it as unlawful. The White House says more than half of the 26 million applications received so far, they have been approved for relief of up to $20,000. The Department of Justice says it will appeal that decision. Well, as we head into the weekend, we have a traffic alert for drivers that you need to know about. Interstate 30 will be closed through downtown Little Rock and North Little Rock. This is actually a live look from our View 11 at the reason why. You can see there crews will be installing steel beams for the new 6th Street Bridge. The closure starts tonight at 10 o'clock and will be back open in time for the Monday morning commute. Now, detour signs are already up warning those drivers. And in case you need an extra warning, again, that is starting tonight at 10 o'clock and running through the weekend. But Monday morning, you should be okay. Now, Dave Parker, a spokesperson with the Arkansas Department of Transportation, he says crews, they may actually end up finishing this a little early, though. But of course, that depends on how the weather goes. Well, this Veterans Day, concern over the surge in lung disease from frontline exposures to some of those veterans. Coming up in 5 minutes, we'll share one veteran's struggles and the new laws aimed to help our nation's heroes. Nathan? Well, let me tell you, before I get over to Nathan, I want to talk about this. Throughout the day, we continue to honor those veterans' lives, and the traffic is unfortunately not great, but this weekend it is going to be kind of a mess. So again, tonight those closures at 10, but Monday should be okay. But please, if you are traveling throughout the weekend, heads up, coming from North Little Rock into Little Rock and vice versa. Now let's get over to Nathan.
Hayden, it is going to be a cold weekend around the region, and we're watching for the potential of winter weather tonight in parts of Arkansas, but more into next week. And there could be accumulating snow in the forecast. I'll try to break down the details coming up, but if you are preparing to head out this afternoon, bundle up. You'll need the coats and you'll need the raincoats for this evening, as more showers will be moving in, setting the stage for a soggy Friday evening for all those high school playoff games around the region. Your forecast is next.